We are going to dress pattern now, and what we have to do in dress pattern is just to extend our basic bodies. That is what we need to do to get dress done. And we have different kind of dress and dresses. We can, from the basic bodies and different patterns we've made earlier, talk about the necklines, talk about the body manipulation, the bustier. Everything can turn out to be a dress as long as it's wearable and it's long. Because it's actually called a dress because there's an extension from the basic bodies, and now we have the back basic bodies and the front basic bodies. But what we are just adding to it right now is the extension to be a short gown. So when you have your basic bodies, normally our basic bodies is usually 25 inches. It actually falls between that side. But how do we now know our measurement back? You're going to measure your gown, your dress gown, either short or long, either ways, anyone you want. Even if it's anyhow you want it, just measure it. Now mine reads, okay, mine is not up to 25, but I'm sure it's going to be 25 then. The back bodies is always different in measurements to the front bodies. So what we have to do is measure from this side to the hip line here. You measure from the neck point here to the hip line. Then from the hip line, you would know the remaining stuff that you need to meet up with. It actually stops here. So you're going to start your measurements from this place to your length. My own short gown length is 39. I use between 39 and 40. When I extend to 40, I know that okay, I already have my M line in it. So from this 23.7 to 39, I am just going to mark it this way. You can also use your tape rule to do the measurement instead of the ruler, but the ruler seems to be very comfortable for me right now, and that is why I am using the ruler. So from this particular point now, you bring it to the hip line here on the side back and mark 39. You do the same, take down to the hip line by the side front and mark 39. On the center front, take it there and you would also mark 39. So the next thing for you to do is to join. You are going to join. Okay. You could see that there's a straight line there and there's a straight line here. So how are we going to know what to put back here for the length? This is how we're going to know it. You're going to make a straight line from the hip line down, or better still, you measure whatever you have in your hip, you bring it back here, and with this we have our basic dress. We have our basic dress with this. I hope we all understand this. It is just the extension of the basic bodies down to your new length, or whatever length you want. Even if you want it long and flowing, you would put it that way. Okay, so I just want to describe quickly how we are going to make a flowing gown. If you want a flowing gown, you either stand on your toes. You stand on your toes. I know we all understand the meaning of that. Like if you're a Yoruba person, they will say "Kinyonoga." So you're going to stand on your toes to take your measurements, so that you will determine how you want it to flow. Or you are going to add whatever inches of shoe you're going to be wearing to the length of your gown, like to the leg length. How are we going to call it? Ankle length. Sorry. So that's how you're going to do it to get a flowing gown. To get a straight gown, we are going to just come in by 1 inch on the hem line, then we join back to the hip line. You come in by 1 inch here, then you make a line back to the hip line, just like we did for our skirt. So if you don't have the skirt videos, it's very advisable for you to get one so that you will understand better what we are talking about. So this is 1 inch in. This is for straight skirts. Then we have a straight skirt. It is not yet penciled, but a straight skirt. So here, the point here is basic. The point here is straight, and we are moving. So we have a straight dress now. We have our basic dress. So the next thing we want to do is to have our pencil dress. Our pencil dress. And I'm going to use another color so that you'll be able to identify. So to get a pencil dress, what we are going to do is to go in by, okay, we went in by 1 inch here. We are going in by 1.5 inches to 2 inches. It depends on how you want it penciled. If you go in more than 2 inches, that means you won't be able to walk well, or you will have a very bad slit. With that, let me quickly talk about the slit. The slit is just coming out in the extra way by 1 inch. Then you measure how you want your slit to be, how good or bad you want it to be, but it's always good to be moderate. So you go with 7 inches. I am going with 7 inches. You see, it's almost getting to my hip line here, but it's okay, it's not bad, so you give it that. I am drawing this one for a closed slit. If you want to have a closed slit, for a closed slit, you want a slit to be there, but you don't want your thigh to be shown. So back to the pencil dress, I am just going to give it 1.5 because I don't think I have mine. Okay, sorry, from this point though, from this point here, you're going to give it 1.5 or 2 inches, 1.5 or 2 inches. I don't think I have the mind to do anything more than this. You can also do 2 inches, it's okay. So we have from here to here is 2 inches. We have the pencil dress, and whatever you're doing here, you are bringing it back to the stuff as well, to the center front as well. So this is my own pencil at the center front. Then I have this. Wow, isn't it lovely? It's going to come out very fine and beautiful. The next thing I want us to know now is that if you either want to go with this pattern, having in mind the different kind of necklines that we've discussed, you just insert, you adjust your basic bodies to whatever thing you wanted. Then the dress, the shipping in and out would be done, and you will have your sewing allowance. Don't forget, your side back takes 1 inches, your side front takes 1 inches, your center front, except you are having a jacket or a built-up neckline that you want to work with, then you are not going to slash it. That means you're cutting it on fold. And on your center back, you will have your zip allowance, except you're working with a jacket or a built-up neckline. Those ones are always 0.5, and their zips are always by the side, so you don't have to put as much as 1 inch or 1 inch at the center back. Okay, so now we are going to A-line dress. A-line dress. And how are we going to go about A-line dress? A-line dress can actually come from the armhole. It could either be from the armhole or the waist or the hip side. So whichever way you want your A to come out, that is how you're going to have it. So I am just going to start my own A-line from the bust. That's the armhole. I want to start my A-line from the bust. So like I said earlier, it could either be, okay, let me put it down so that you'll be able to relate well. Your A-line dress could either be from the bust, which is the armhole, the bust line, the waist, or the hip line down to the M line, whatever length you want it to be. That is that about the A-line. So I'm just going to work out the A-line for the pattern, like from the bust line, and I want to start mine from this place and I want to extend this line. Then you are extending the line out by whatever inches you want it to come out with. I will work with 4 inches, and here is it, 4 inches. So this is coming back to my armhole, my bust line here. I'm going to do the same here. I'll come out by 4 inches and I'll draw back to my bust line. Is that all about A-line? No, that is not all about it. If you have it cut out this way, you will have a very sharp edge. So what we are going to do is to measure, we are going to measure what your armhole is to the length here. Can you see? You mark it on the ruler or the tape rule. From the armhole here, from the armhole up here, you measure a straight line down to this point. So when you have it to this point, you're going to just keep shifting it a little. Don't move away from the bust line here. Mark it. Can you see that it's no more on the straight line? Can you see? You shift it, you mark it. Can you see that it's no more on the straight line? You shift it again, then you mark. By the time you are done with that, you're going to have a curved side of it. Sorry. You join it back to this point. So you're going to do the same thing here. This is a little bit above it, so you mark. Okay, so you are just going to have a point. It's going to be curvy. So this is our A-line dress. So we have how many? We have like 4 dresses in just a pattern. So the way you have it here, you can just want to produce different kind of clothes at the same time with the same bodies here. So you can just do it on the same pattern and reel out. You already have different colors marking which is which out. You reel them out on another pattern, then you'll be able to have a quick work done. So right now I am just going to cut out the airline. Please don't forget, you can decide to use any neckline you want, and that is why I am not talking about the neckline. Don't forget your sewing allowance. So let me just I said earlier that you don't need this place open, or else you want to make a style from it, like a jacket or a built-up neckline, or you just want it open. You can combine different styles together. It could be a wrap dress. It could be a wrap dress with a V-neck. Definitely it's going to be a V-neck. A wrap dress with one sleeve and the other there is no sleeve. Then you will have a collar there. Yes, you can have something like that. So this is how your A should be, depending on the fullness you gave it. So I am going to cut out the pencil side also for us to see. And I don't want us to forget, this is the back side. I don't want us to forget that we can always remove the darts if you want the darts removed. You don't like darts like myself, you can always remove it and have a very fine dress, a dartless dress. So don't forget your sewing allowance. So when you're adding allowance to the slit side as well, you are going to add allowance to the slit, like you're not going to leave it untouched. So here is our hairline dress, the back side and the front side. And let me quickly chip this in. You can also slash this down, like extend the line that you can extend the line down and transfer your shoulder dart. That's just a plus for us. Then you will slash to point D. When you slash to point D, you can easily close the shoulder dart that way, and also have extra fullness on your clothes. Okay, this is it. You've closed the shoulder dart and you have extra fullness already. Can you see? Do you see? This is so lovely. So it's going to be like a flared gown, but it's not really a flared gown. It's just that you're adding extra fullness by closing your shoulder dart here. So can we see this place? Then you can actually add a little paper here just to join back this line, and please make the line accurate. It shouldn't be gallop. It shouldn't gallop. Okay, so I'm going to release the paper now back, you see, then make a cut for the pencil gown so that we could see it. I'm going to remove my darts. I'll remove the